Welcome to the Premier League preview for November 27th. A low-scoring weekend in the Premier League was a profitable one for our recommendations, as the 0-0 between Swansea and Liverpool ensured we made up for the previous week. A round of midweek games gives Rafa Benitez the opportunity to get his first win as Chelsea boss in the derby against Fulham, while Spurs host Liverpool in Wednesday's headline game. Sunderland were not as poor against West Brom as the scoreline might suggest, and while a lack of goals has been their problem this season, they've now scored 6 in their last 3 games. They won this fixture 3-1 last season and have won 8 of their last 13 home games when managing to find the net. QPR put up a decent fight at Old Trafford, but even with Harry Redknapp on the bench for this game, it's impossible to ignore their awful away record. They've conceded in their last 23 away games and have lost 17 of their last 20, including 6 of their last 9 at bottom half teams. At 2.3, Sunderland look great value to get their third win of the season. Villa played out a goalless draw with Arsenal on Saturday, and while they scored twice at home against Man United recently, scoring goals has been a problem for some time, as they've netted just 18 times in their last 27 games. 19 of their last 27 games have had fewer than 3 goals, as have 13 of their last 19 at home, and 6 of their 9 games hosting bottom 6 teams since 2010-11. Reading have been involved in several exciting games this season, but also a few drab affairs, and 5 of the 6 games where they've stopped their opponents from scoring more than once have had fewer than 3 goals. Probably not a game to watch, but at even money, under 2.5 goals looks worth a bet. Benitez failed to inspire Chelsea against Man City, and the attacking flair that was so evident at the start of the season appears to have disappeared somewhat. Both teams are without a win in 5 games, and with Breda Hangeland still suspended, we'd be tempted to side with Chelsea. However, the last 3 derbies have finished level, and given the unknowns of how Chelsea will play under Benitez, we'll leave this game alone. Everton are unbeaten in 10 at home, but the last team to win at Goodison in the league was Arsenal. In fact, Arsenal enjoy an excellent head-to-head record with 8 wins in their 10 meetings since 2007-8, including 4 in 5 trips to Merseyside. However, Everton's excellent home record against top 6 finishers since 2010-11 of 8 wins in 12 games, plus a victory over Man United this season, would prevent us from recommending Arsenal, particularly with Marion Fellaini returning from suspension. Southampton and Norwich have both hit a bit of form, and this is a classic matchup of an over-goals team against an under-goals side. 8 of Southampton's 13 matches this season have had at least 4 goals, while Chris Houghton's impact at Norwich has seen 10 of their last 12 have fewer than 3 goals. Norwich have lost just 1 of 6 trips to bottom 6 teams since they were promoted, so this is another game to leave alone. Spurs against Liverpool is another over-goals against under-goals match, but the match outcome market looks interesting. Spurs have won this fixture in each of the past 4 seasons and should welcome Moussa Dembele back to the starting 11. Moreover, since 2010-11, they've won 14 of 19 home games against middle third teams, with 10 half-time, full-time win-wins and 9 wins by at least 2 goals. Liverpool are unbeaten in 8, but their reliance on Luis Suarez will cost them eventually, and they've lost half of their last 16 away games. Stoke put in a very Stoke-like performance to beat Fulham 1-0 at the weekend, and now 12 of their last 14 home games have had fewer than 3 goals, as have 21 of their last 26 games home and away. While Newcastle were more of an over-goal side last season, the goals have dried up a bit recently, as they've been the 6th lowest scorers in the league this term. 7 of their last 12 games, including 4 of 6 on the road, have had fewer than 3 goals, and given the strength of Stoke's stats, we have to go for under 2.5 goals at 1.75. Swansea did the double over West Brom last season and come into this game in excellent form, as only Man City have beaten them in their last 7 games. They've also lost just 1 of their last 10 at home and have scored first in half of their 10 home games against top half teams. West Brom are looking for a 5th consecutive win, but have conceded first in 8 of their last 12 trips to middle third teams, as well as to all 3 teams they've travelled to this season that are currently above the bottom 6. 5 of Man United's 6 home games this season have seen at least 4 goals, and we could see another entertaining game here. United have scored at least twice in 17 out of 18 home games, but have kept just 2 clean sheets this season, and 10 of their 13 home games since the start of last season, when they've conceded, have had at least 4 goals. West Ham scored in 8 of their last 9 games, and since 2007-08, 47% of matches involving top 4 finishers hosting promoted teams have had at least 4 goals. Wigan continue to be hard to predict, while Man City remain unbeaten despite not playing particularly well. City have won only 8 of their last 20 away matches, and they've drawn the first half 16 times. However, Wigan's defence has conceded twice in 7 of their last 8 home games, and conceded before half-time 7 times as well, so we'd avoid this match as the handicap looks about right. That gives us 6 recommendations for this round of midweek action, and hopefully we can keep some momentum going from the weekend.